We keep having signs in our relationship that we keep on ignoring, thinking that these signs are just a small mistake that will eventually vanish or go away. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there are signs in a relationship that shows you that this relationship is going nowhere and it's just a short-term contract and it won't lead to marriage. Either when you are in marriage, whether you are in a relationship, whether you want to enter into a new relationship, put these signs in mind. And before I continue, guys, have you subscribed? Do subscribe. Make sure you like my content, comment something positive. You can add your own signs that you think I left out, and I will appreciate a lot. My sign number 1. And don't confuse these signs and red flags. The other time I was talking about red flags. Today I'm talking about signs. These are two different topics. Sign number 1, sexual incompatibility. Are you compatible when it comes to bedroom matters? Are you on the same page? Are you two guys vibing? And you might be connecting so well, so nicely out there when you have your outdoor activities, maybe when you're watching a movie or just doing other things in businesses, in jobs. You might be vibing so nicely and connecting so well. But when it comes to bedroom matters, are you two guys connected? Are you two guys vibing? Are you on the same page? That's my concern now. Sexual incompatibility. If one partner or if one person love romance from kissing and touching, and the other person doesn't like kissing, maybe because of previous experience, that's not compatibility. It's going to affect another party. There's some people who are so much into violent sex. That means cutting, beating, slapping, and just being violent when it comes to sex activity. And the other person might say, that's too much for me. That's too much for me. I can't handle it. Then no, that relationship is going to end. One person will eventually get tired of being violated in bed. And another thing is that when it comes to sexual matters, sexual activities, and anything to do with bedroom matters, we're talking about sex mostly. Bedroom matters, you might have some deep conversation about sex, some deep issues that one feels to give out or to show out. And if you cannot relate to what that person means or wants, or you cannot meet that requirement, then that relationship is going to end. There is nothing that's going to happen because you guys are not compatible. You are not on the same page. Things are going separate ways. I love this, you love this. I like when you touch me this way, you don't touch me this way. You don't even try. You don't satisfy me in bed, and that thing, by the way, affects a lot of women. Most women don't get satisfied in bed. They keep on screaming and lying and pretending, but in real sense, these people know. So if there is no satisfaction when it comes to sex, then one person will feel like, no, I'm giving my all, and this person is not receiving it. We are not on the same page, and that relationship is not going to end well. Yeah. And if you're not having a great sex, if you're not having a good sex, then there is no good foundation in that relationship. There's nothing to strengthen that relationship, of which that means exit. Do exit. That relationship won't last longer is unable to talk to each other. You are in the house, a couple, a wife and a husband, or a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and you're just there. And get me so right, that you can be compatible in other fields, but when it comes to now being a girlfriend, being a wife, there's no communication. You don't feel the urge, the vibe to talk, because the other person's energy is just down. You cannot relate with their energy. You cannot cope to that energy. You cannot talk deep, what is affecting, what is eating you. You cannot talk about deep issues like sexual, let's say like sexual what? Is it desires, or I don't know which term I can use. But you cannot talk about deep things that are affecting the relationship. Like you can't talk about, I don't like this character. You always do this, I don't like it. You always do this, I don't like it. I don't like you flirting around with women. I don't like you doing this. I don't like you doing this. You know, there's just a lot that you need to express out to your partner, so that we can change, or you can change, or so that you can save the whole relationship. But if you don't talk, if you don't sit down and talk them and name them, mention them, sort them out, then that relationship is a short-term relationship. I don't call it a long-term, because it will eventually end, because there's no foundation there. There's no talking, there's no conversing, there's no expression of feelings, emotions. You know, a lot of people thinks connecting is just going naked physically. No, you have to go naked emotionally too. I must know what is eating you up. I must know what are you addicted to. I must know your weaknesses, your strength. I must know them all. The way you undress outside, I want you to undress inside. Tell me ni nini nakusumbua, so that we can be on the same page. There's no way I'll be feeding you a lot of information about myself, how I feel, how I want these things to change, and you zako umezieka tu chini ya maji. It won't happen. I will feel I'm giving too much and receiving nothing, and that I'll get tired and I will exit. Do you get that? If you don't get that, then forget about that. That was unable to talk to each other. And by the way, try in every relationship, try to communicate, try to talk, try to be on the same page, both sexually, both when it comes to communication. Be on the same page. One-sided relationship, my point number 3. One-sided relationship. And me, I've seen a lot of relationship, by the way, running on this type of issue, with this type of issue. One person is interested, the other person is not interested. Why am I pushing you to introduce you to your family? Why am I pushing you to do this? Why am I pushing you to at least let the relationship grow? Why? Because the relationship is one-sided. You are dating yourself. Why don't we just be on the same page? Why am I every time crying? Why am I getting hurt every time? Because I'm dating myself. You're not dating me. One-sided relationship. You need to learn and to differentiate who is into you, when to press that button, when to try to when to. Sometimes you think like you are trying to influence someone to do something great, but in real sense you're nagging. Sometimes you're giving too much. You are even pushing them away. And when someone doesn't want to be kept, or when someone doesn't want this relation to go on, it won't go on. You must be on the same page. There's no I'll be dating myself and then I expect this relationship to go to marriage. That's a short-term relationship. It will eventually end. Kindly exit. My point number 4. You can't be yourself around him or her. Pretenders. You have to pretend yourself out there when you're around him. You don't feel free. You're not free. You can't even fart. You know, when you fart in front of your partner, it's the sweetest thing ever. the most beautiful thing ever. When you fart in front of, you just want to see his reaction or her reaction. You just want to laugh and enjoy that moment when she's struggling to get some fresh air. It's so amazing. Tease around, tease him around, tease her around. Don't just sit there and relax and assume like even though tumezoea. No, that's not normal. That is not normal at all. Be free with each other. Be free to talk. Be free to express your emotions, your feelings. Be free to raise issues. Just be free around him. He won't kill you. And if you find yourself restricting yourself when you're around him, that means, no, that's not for you. You need to find someone else who you will be free with. Right? Fighting and disrespectful. Every time you fight, every time you have issues, every time you're just crying, every time you're just doubting, that relationship, that's a sign that this relationship is going nowhere. A peaceful relationship is the most adorable relationship ever. Every time fight, every time quarrel, every time issues, every time you have new issues, no, that relationship is going nowhere. And I know some ladies, we nag a lot, we bring out some issues a lot, but when you find yourself on that same side of bringing up issues every time, then you have a problem. You have a big problem. You have to find out what is working for your partner, because those are signs. Maybe he's giving you something that contradicts what you expect, and now you have to sit down and realize and maybe try to analyze, why is he behaving like this? Why is he reacting like this? There must be something that is driving him to do that. So instead of you everywhere shouting and nagging and every time bringing up issues, that means that relationship lack peace, lack trust, lack harmony, and it's going nowhere. One must exit for you to get to your partner, compatible partner. The last one, no trust and no healing. Every time you need to solve an issue, you keep on recurring past issues. You solve this issue today, in the next 1 week your partner brings up the same issue that you tried to solve. He didn't heal. No one is healing that relationship, meaning they keep on bringing the same issue again and again and again. And where do you think that relationship is heading? Nowhere. If you cannot forgive me and heal completely, then you haven't forgiven me. Then we are going nowhere. If you can't trust me when I tell you, babe, I did this, I didn't do this. I cannot do this. Yes, I did this. And if you can't trust me, that means you will not even forgive me. And you will not even believe in whatever thing I do, I say. So meaning everything is just like free air passing. So you must learn to trust your partner and heal from the past. If there's something that affected you in the past, don't recur it to the new relationship. You will spoil that relationship. You will scar the relationship. And the other person will get tired. Hence, the relationship will end up being a short-term relationship and not a long-term relationship. I just had those 6 points, and I think someone will get something positive from it and learn something from it as you enter into a new relationship or as you run your new relationship or marriage. Kindly consider all these points and not forgetting the red flags that I mentioned earlier in the previous post. Put them in mind. Anyway, that was the end of our topic today. Kindly I remind you to subscribe. Till next time, bye.